this video because I've gotten a lot of questions about how to mobilize toes. It's something that I teach in class occasionally, and the way that we use our feet in general tends to limit our movement. Our feet should really be more like our hands. So when we're born, our feet are built like this. So they're narrowest at the heel, and at the toes they're the widest. But what happens is we wear shoes that eventually bring them closer in, usually like this. And for some of us, even like this, like the toes are curling in on each other. One might be slightly overlapping the other. And it creates pain. And then for a lot of people, specifically women who wear heels, we end up developing bunions, which is just a growth of, I'm actually not sure if it's cartilage or bone off the top of my head, at the outside, at the joint of the big toe. And I have them. So I've experienced a lot of pain, especially when wearing high heel shoes, when taking them off. Changing the shape of my foot is very painful, so I stopped wearing them, save for a special occasion several years ago. And after receiving a lot of questions from people who are experiencing the same type of pain I have experienced, I decided to record this short video with a little bit of exercises you can do for your feet. I'm not recording it because I'm an expert at these videos or these exercises. They're actually pretty hard for me. But I thought it would be a nice way for people to be able to be guided through some work you can do to mobilize your feet. So first off, I think the most important thing is try to be outside of shoes as much as you can. Try not to get to a point where you can't walk on flat or uneven surfaces without shoes on. If you're there, it's okay. There are other things that you can do. But if you're not at that point, be shoeless as much as possible. Our feet are built to be able to go over ground that is uneven, that isn't flat. However, we've created all of these artificially flat surfaces, and it's made it very difficult for us to navigate natural terrain, which is what our feet are built for. So we can get some of that movement back. You know, there's just a whole bunch of stuff in our feet that can be changed. Like, we can remold them. It takes effort, and it takes effort that we're not used to putting into our bodies, but specifically into our feet. So it's not something that just happens. It's something that you have to practice and work toward. The second piece I'd say is buy feet-shaped shoes. So if you're putting your feet in shoes, try to get things that don't have super thick soles, so your feet are able to feel what's happening under them. And that may feel uncomfortable at first, and I would not suggest going from wearing non-feet shaped shoes and non-barefoot shoes to wearing only that. If you're a runner, I would start by going for very short runs in minimalist shoes. Like if you're, I don't know, usually run 5 miles, no more than a mile maybe, because you will feel like how much your leg and your foot compensates when it can actually experience the terrain that you're on. So when you are wearing shoes, feet-shaped shoes, that means they're wider at the top. They're not cute, but they will help support the health of your feet. All right. Oh, the third thing is toe spreaders. There are many, and if anyone's interested after watching this video, if you'd like a link to the ones that I use, I'm happy to send them to you. There are some that I have that you really like, you can't walk in them because they're way too thick down at the bottom of your foot, but I have some that spread out your toes and I can walk around with them. So that is an option. All right, let's start with the actual movement now. So and I'm gonna talk about the side that I'm actually on, so I'm not mirroring you. So when I say right, it'll look like I'm talking about my left, but just listen to the side I said. So tuck your left leg under you and bring your right foot flat to the ground. Spread your toes out as much as you're able to, and then just become heavy over that leg. So we're starting by stretching the back of the ankle. Some of us, if you've ever stepped off of the sidewalk onto the ground, or you're going up or down stairs and you feel a pull in the back of your heel, creating a little bit more mobility in the back of your heel will help with that. I experience that sometimes, so this is something that I do frequently, and you're literally just pouring your weight over the ankle, over the foot. You're not pressing down really hard, you're just hanging out here. The goal is to stay here for about 30 seconds. That's about how long you need to spend in a passive stretch, passive movement to create a little bit more space in whatever part of the body you're working with. So from here, take a look at your feet And then just press your toes down into the ground. Use about 10% of your energy. You should feel some stuff happening in the back of your legs, or maybe up into your calf. Then press down with 20%. And then 30%. And work here, hold that for 10, 9, 8, 7. This may feel uncomfortable, but that's okay. You're looking for challenge, not pain. Inhale, keep pressing down. Exhale, try to lift your toes up off the ground. Hold for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release down, become heavy again. Good, we'll repeat that one more time. Press your toes down, start at 20%. Ramp up to 30% energy and effort. And then if it's comfortable, go to 40%. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale. Exhale, pull the toes up. Hold for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Release, be heavy. Inhale. And exhale. All right, let's move over to the other side. Right leg bends underneath you, left foot flat to the ground. Spread the toes out a bit and then get heavy. So at all times in these poses, you are only doing as much as is comfortable for you. So you're not creating pain in your body. If you're experiencing pain, you need to back off some. Feeling like your body is being challenged, feeling like something is uncomfortable, feeling like you're not sure how to do something, those are all fine. But when you hit the point of pain, that's when you know you've gone too far. First off, you're less likely to stick with something if it hurts. Secondly, pain doesn't really help the body, right? At least not in this sense. Moving to the point right before pain is what we're aiming for. All right. So now we'll press the toes down, start at 10% energy, move up to 20% and 30%. Hold here, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale. Exhale, pull the toes up. They might not leave the ground. That's okay. If they do, great. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Release. Be heavy. Pouring your weight over the left foot and ankle. Good. Start pressing the toes down again, starting at 20%. Ramping up to 30. And 40% energy. This should be hard. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale. Exhale, pull the toes up. Hold for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Release, be heavy. Inhale. And exhale. All right, lean back, switch legs again. So we're just kind of giving our legs a chance to kind of get a break from being underneath of us by moving side to side. So now we're going to start working with the toes. So you're sitting back on your left heel. You can also have the leg inside of you if that's more comfortable. Take a look at your toes. So pull all 5 toes up. Keep the 4 big toes up. Place the big toe down. Did I say 4 big toes? I meant 4 little toes. Not sure which I said. Little toes are up, big toe is down. Pull up the big toe up, big toe down, big toe up, big toe down, big toe up, big toe down. Good, big toe up, 4 little toes down, 4 little toes up, little toes down, little toes up, little toes down, little toes up. Good. All 5 toes down. Keep the 4 little toes pressing down. Big toe up, big toe down, big toe up, big toe down, big toe up, big toe down. Good. Keep the big toe down, 4 little toes up, 4 little toes down, 4 little toes up. Try to keep the foot flat, 4 little toes down, 4 little toes up, 4 little toes down. Good. Pick all of your toes up, spread them as wide as you can. Woo! And then articulate down, starting with the pinky toe, 4th toe, 3rd toe, 2nd toe, big toe. All right. Now lean off to one side. Turn the tops of the toes down. So if this is hard, you're just going to lean off even more. And then turn side to side. We'll go in the opposite direction in a minute. You should feel this a lot in the front of the ankle. Good, release that, shake out the ankle, move over to the other side. So you may be having what I call a does not compute moment with some of this stuff, and that's totally fine. If you do this enough, eventually your toes will learn how to move in the way that you're asking them to move. Another tool that can help is if you're having a hard time picking certain toes up and leaving the others down. Let's say I'm picking up my 4 little toes. You can keep the big toe down with your finger and just explore what would I actually have to do to be able to take my finger slowly off of my big toe to keep it down. And you'll learn, your body will learn how to move in new ways. It's very intelligent and it can learn new tricks. All right, pick up all your toes. Just the big toe down, big toe up, big toe down, big toe up, big toe down, big toe up, big toe down. Good, all 5 toes up. 4 little toes down, 4 little toes up, 4 little toes down, 4 little toes up, 4 little toes down, little toes up, little toes down. All 5 toes down. Keep the 4 little toes pressing down, big toe up, big toe down, big toe up, big toe down, big toe up, big toe down. Keep the big toe down, 4 little toes up, 4 little toes down, little toes up, little toes down, little toes up, little toes down. One more time, little toes up, and little toes down. All right, pick all 5 toes up, spread them as wide as you can. You'll probably notice that you're having to reach through the big toe and through the pinky toe, and it can be hard to do both at the same time, but just play with it. If you stay there long enough, and then you can relax down for a second and then come back. Sometimes it helps if you don't look, sometimes it helps if you just try to go there and not think about it, and then try to articulate down, starting at the pinky toe, moving all the way into the big toe. Good, lean off to your right, turn the tops of the toes down. Again, lean further away if this is really uncomfortable, and then move side to side. Deep breaths here. All right, come to seated. Extend the legs out in front of you. So you're extending them enough that it takes a little tiny bit of effort to keep your feet flat to the ground. And if you find that this is too hard, you'll move your feet in a little closer to you, okay? All right, lift all of your toes up, all 10 toes. 8 little toes down. 8 little toes up, little toes down, little toes up, little toes down, little toes up, little toes down. Good, lift the little toes up, big toes down. Big toes up, big toes down, big toes up, big toes down. Last time, big toes up, big toes down. Good, all 10 toes down. So you might feel this in the outside of the ankles a little bit. We're doing this when your body is in different directions so that your feet can learn multiple ways to start to move in ways that you probably haven't moved them in a while. All right, keep the toes down. Big toes stay down, 8 little toes up. and down, up and down, up and down. Good. Big toes up, big toes down, big toes up, big toes down, big toes up, big toes down. Good. Flex the toes up. Spread them as wide as you can. And then articulate each one down as slow as you can. Great. Release that. Flex the feet. Turn them left and right. Your ankles. All right, now make your way to standing. Hopefully I'm not cut off in this video, we'll see. All right, right foot forward. Pick the toes up, spread them out, articulate down. From here, big toe up, big toe down, big toe up, big toe down, 4 little toes up, 4 little toes down, 4 little toes up, 4 little toes down. Switch, left foot forward. Pick up all the toes, spread them out, and then articulate down 1 toe at a time to the best of your ability. Big toe up, big toe down, big toe up, big toe down, 4 little toes up, 4 little toes down, 4 little toes up, 4 little toes down. All right, now we'll take your right foot, turn it to face so that the toes are facing the ground, and then roll back on the toes. You can roll in and out. So you're rolling to the pinky toe edge and the big toe edge of that foot. Deep breathing. Good, now turn your feet so that the toes are facing down, normal direction, spread them out. The left foot can step forward a little, and then I'm going to bend both of my legs and send my weight back so that I'm bending my toes as much as I can. By bending my right leg, the leg that's behind me, I'm bringing a deeper bend to the toes. So for people who have bunions, the big toe doesn't want to move very much, right? So this can also keep movement from happening in the rest of the toes unless you roll to the outside of your foot. So we're trying not to do that. We're trying to gain mobility in the big toe. Okay, from here, press the toes down, 10% energy. So you're clawing down through your mat, 20%, 30%, hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, inhale. Exhale, relax and press, maybe straighten the leg. Deep breaths. All right, release that, shake out the foot. And if releasing hurts, something that I like to do is I release very slowly. It makes it a little easier. All right, left foot back, tops of toes to the ground. From here, you're rolling to the inside and outside. Pinky toe edge of the foot, big toe edge of the foot. So there's lots that you can do for your ankle as well. We're not going into this because I want this to stay relatively short, but there is a lot that you can do there. All right, flip the foot so the bottoms of the toes are facing down normal way, and I'm really like kind of moving my foot around so I can get my toes as spread out as possible. And then I'm going to bend both legs, send the weight back into the left foot. Same thing. My pinky toe doesn't want to tuck under as much as the rest because my big toe is restricting my mobility and movement for the rest of the toes, unless I roll to the outside edge of my left foot, which I prefer not to do. So instead, I stay here, bending both legs, pressing weight back into the left toes, trying to gain more mobility in my left big toe. And then we'll start some of that ramping up energy. So press the toes down into the ground, 10% of your energy, 20%, 30%, hold here, 10, 9, you should be shaking a little bit, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, inhale. Exhale, release that press, maybe straighten the leg. And then release the foot, maybe slowly. Shake it out. And then you can end by just picking the toes up and trying to articulate them down. So there are a bunch of other things that you can do here. There's a thing that I've been taught to do and I'm very bad at it, so I'm not going to try to teach it because talking about it and doing it probably is not a place I'm at yet. But you can keep your pinky toe and your big toe down and lift the 3 middle toes just like this, and down, up and down on both feet. It's very hard. It takes time. I've learned how to do it a little bit better, and if you practice it, you will learn to get better at it as well. There are also a whole bunch of other exercises that can be done. I'll keep it at this for today. If you were to do this a couple of times a week, you would start to gain mobility. Gaining mobility in the big toe for someone with bunions is a little bit different because there's like something physically actually going on here that's like an addition to your foot that's decreasing your mobility. But the thing is, when you have a bunion, it pushes the big toe in, right? So you want to be pushing it out. There are shoes that do that. Most of those shoes have very cushioned soles, which I am not personally a fan of, but it may work really well for you. You may also not care because you just want to correct the bunion. I really strongly suggest toe spreaders. I suggest using them every day. I used to use them for about 15 minutes a day. Now I'm able to keep them on for several hours, and it has really helped. It at least gets me the experience of what it feels like when my toes are spread, because when before I put them on, my toes are like this, and then when I take them off, they're all spread out more. And it, of course, doesn't stay that way, but all of a sudden, I know what it feels like to have my toes actually spread out. And as your body learns what it feels like to move one toe at a time, to have the toes spread out, the window of possibility with what you can do with your feet and how much health you can introduce changes, it shifts. So I hope this helped. Feet are a weird thing to talk about and to work with. This is certainly more mobility and movement based than it is yoga based, but it's something that I think we all need. So I hope it helped you.